All right. The Yankees lose another one, lose another series as they fall to the Cardinals 3-1. Offense is nowhere to be found once again. We can't hit. So we lose this one. Warren pitched pretty well. Um, can't blame him for this loss. I think he did, and we'll get into his stats on the game and everything. Palante pitched well for the Cardinals. I think, to me personally, he didn't look that great. It's just that we couldn't hit we can't hit. We just can't hit. Um, an RBI by Jazz Chisholm Jr. on a walk, a bases loaded walk, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Ramos a double, Goldschmidt a double, and outside of that, I think we only have 4 hits on the day. Just terrible, man. Just terrible, terrible loss. We can't hit, guys. We can't score runs for whatever reason. We just can't seem to score runs. Trent Grisham is god awful, man. He went 0 for 5. I think he sent me a message here. Grisham is 8 for his last 70 at bats. That's just terrible, man. You can't have your leadoff batter 8 for his last 70. It's just not gonna happen. Swinging at first pitches, popping out in the infield, just absolutely terrible, man. He is fucking awful, man. Like, guys, like how long are they gonna keep running him out there at leadoff? At some point, you gotta switch things up, man. You just have to. You gotta shake it up a little bit. Ben Rice continues to struggle. He did have some walks today, but he continues to struggle. Um, Ali Sanchez, why he was in the game at the end in the third hole is beyond me. I get, and we'll get into all that. I get bringing in Goldschmidt to pinch hit for Wells. That was the right move. But as soon as Goldschmidt had that double, he should have been subbed out. As soon as that inning was over, he should have been subbed out. There's no reason why Garcia Jr., we seen that he can hit already, right? Granted, he didn't do nothing today, but we seen that he don't strike out. He is somebody that has to be in the lineup. He went 0 for 3, but with a walk, 0 strike. I think he hasn't struck out since he put on the pinstripes. This guy can hit. Guys, he can hit. He has no business being out the lineup at any point. All right. So Goldschmidt, I don't know why Boone decided to do the double switch there and have Ali Sanchez hitting in that hole. I mean, I understand why, but it backfired like a mother because guess what? With the time run on base, the time run at the plate in the bottom of the ninth, it should have been Luis Garcia. Instead, it was Ali Sanchez. Let me tell you something, man. Not picking up a catcher is going to come back to bite us in the ass. It already is, but not bringing in a catcher is really, really bad right now. You can't have 2 catchers that absolutely suck. Both our catchers right now are they're straight sewage, man. They both suck. You can't rely on either one of them. So that's not good. Heliot Ramos got his first hit. Yeah, the dude literally ran out of his shoes. Spencer Jones 0 for 4. And we're going to talk about Spencer Jones too, man. I'm going to put this box score away because what's the point, man? The bottom line is they can't hit. That's the bottom line. This team cannot freaking hit to save their life. And it's absolutely embarrassing. It's disgraceful. The offense sucks. The offense freaking sucks. But a lot to talk about. Obviously, George Lombard Jr. looking freaking stunning out there on the field today. Like, this dude's glove is legit.
Smoked up the middle. Oh, my! Lombard! Oh, baby!
Absolutely freaking.
Right in the field.
Look, my man already is just looking like freaking he is on a whole nother level than Anthony Volpe. When in terms of fielding, anyway, hitting wise, he came up in a big moment later in the game versus Stanek, and he was just simply overpowered. Like, you could tell, like that was the welcome to the big leagues moment. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. This dude struck him out on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. He couldn't catch up to it, and then the pitch before that, he soared at him. I don't know if you guys know what a sword. A sword is when you like kind of half swing. Yeah, man, he did one of these. He sorted George Lombard Jr. But look, it's gonna have like we got to give the kid a chance to adjust. This is the big leagues, man. This is it's a different animal. It is a look making the jump from AAA to the big leagues, and I never play, so I don't know for sure. But from everything I've read, and even just watching the game, even you can just watch AAA games and then watch Major League games. It's a whole nother, it's a whole different animal. And it really is. Like the pitchers up here, they don't make mistakes much, and if you have a weakness, they exploit it. Speaking of weaknesses, Spencer Jones's weakness has been exploited. They found his kryptonite, and that is just throwing changeups and breaking pitches low in the dirt. And he'll swing over it. Every single time he swings over it. And look, this is something that Ben Rice struggled with when he first came up here. I would tell, right? I'm not a hitting coach or anything, but I would tell Spencer Jones, don't even swing at anything low anymore. Don't even swing at low pitches. If it looks low, like I will cut the strike zone in half. If it ain't middle or up, I'm not swinging at it. If it's low and it happens to be a strike, then you got to tip your cap to the pitcher. He got you. But he can't swing at them low pitches, man. He keeps swinging over them, and they figured it out. That's why they keep throwing him changeups in the dirt, because he just can't lay off of them. You know, as soon as he learns how to spit on those, he's gonna be a problem. So Spencer Jones striking out a lot. I think he got like almost 40% strikeout rate right now, but I see a lot of potential in him, man. I think if he could figure out his flaws, those simple flaws right there, and just not swing over them pitches in the dirt anymore, just lay off of those, he's gonna be special, man. I think he's gonna be special. Uh, but you can't put it on him. It's not just one. It's just it's a collective effort of straight suckiness, bro, from this lineup. Nobody can hit, man. I mean, McMahon looks terrible up there. Everybody just looks freaking terrible. The Yankees had opportunities. They just couldn't capitalize on them. Just couldn't capitalize. It's the same problem, man. It's the same old, same old. These guys can hit. And then you got Boone, man. I feel like Boone overmanages sometimes. Look, this platoon shit, it has to stop, man. This over platooning and just getting too cute and trying to freaking just overthinking things, man. That whole thing with like the switch with Ali Sanchez and Goldschmidt and switching that was just unnecessary, man. It just really was. And look, Luis Garcia, there's no reason why he should be coming out the game. I'm sorry. Like, I love Paul Goldschmidt, and from what I've seen, look, Paul Goldschmidt is on paper, I would say he's a better defender, right? But from what I've seen, I think I'd rather have Luis Garcia out there. I don't know. He looks more fresh. Goldschmidt plays like an old man. And it's not a knock against him because he's been great for us. But for defensive purposes, I'm going to stick with Luis Garcia. That's just me, man. For me, he passes the eye test on all levels. And he's just a fresh set of legs, man. And they should keep him in there. Like, I don't know why they had to leave Goldschmidt in. It didn't make any sense to me. And it bit us in the ass at the end, because at the end, you ended up having Ali Sanchez in the 3-hole, right? With the game on the line, and he couldn't come through, obviously. It was Ali Sanchez. Yassine says, the offense is brutal to watch. They don't score if they don't hit home runs. You're right, man. They don't score at all. They don't. If they don't hit home runs, it's a problem, man. I don't even know. At this point, I don't even know how you fix it. I'm hoping that if Judge was to return, but he's just one bat. I mean, he's a big bat, and he will change the dynamics a lot and everything. I think it's just, I don't know, man. They just not good hitters. A lot of these guys, I think. There's no other way to freaking sugarcoat this. You can't put lipstick on a pig, man. You can't say, well, they just struggling. They haven't been scoring runs for quite some time now. Quite some time, man. What are you gonna do? I'll tell you this much. Freaking the Boston Red Sox are a game behind. We're about to be in third place with the Atlanta Braves coming into town, who are smoking hot. They're really good. Man, we might be in third place by the end of this week. We might be in third place. And then looking at it, Baltimore's way down there, obviously, but it's not a good look, man. Boston's smoking hot. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They won 7 straight so far. They're not slowing down. If anything, they got better. I think, look, man, now picking up a catcher. Look, if I had to grade the trade deadline, I graded a C, right? I gave Cashman a C, which is a passing grade. A C is a passing grade, but I didn't give him anything higher than that because while I do think Luis Garcia is a tremendous pickup, man. For what we gave up for him, I mean, that was a no-brainer, right? And Heliot Ramos, from what I've seen so far, I think he'll be all right, you know. But man, we needed a catcher. That catcher, but you can't have two absolute terrible catchers, man. You just can't. You know, that's why I was like, man, get Liam Hicks. I don't care if there's two lefties. Get Liam Hicks, and then him and Austin Wells could split. By the way, Liam Hicks had a grand slam in his first at bat with the Rays. Or Ali Rush or something. You just can't run these two guys out there, man. They're killers in the lineup. We saw it today because he had to pinch hit for this dude, for Austin Wells, because he has to. You pretty much you have to pinch hit for the catcher spot every time. So your catcher should only get, because they both suck, the catcher position should only really get the most 2 at-bats in the game. 2 at-bats, and that's in the early innings. But once you reach the 5th inning, if the game is close and they're coming up in sticky situation, you have to sub these guys. Both of them. They're both terrible. They're both terrible. And then with the way we have this platoon going, like today, like we use up the bench every game. By the time the 9th inning comes, we're depleted. You know, we literally use up the entire bench. And that's a problem too, because you need your pinch hitters. You need guys to come up. You know, if you need to keep one in the chamber, man, at all times, just in case. So like when Ali Sanchez came up, that should have been a pinch hit. He shouldn't have even been in that spot to begin with, because that was should have been Luis Garcia batting there. But whatever. Even if that was the case, I would have if you had another guy on the bench to bring in, you should have brung him in to pinch hit for him. You know, but the thing is, you can't, because we use everybody. We use up everybody every time. So this platoon shit is out of control, man. It's really out of hand. Me personally, you can't. I don't see how you can win like that, especially in October. There's a reason why we're 1-8 in extra innings, and that's because every time we make it to extra innings, we run out of pitchers and we have no more people on the bench. And you can't do that in the playoffs, especially in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. When I think back, you know, if you lived through like the '90s eras, when you look at the '90s dynasty Yankees, at or even any other winning team, if you look at any other team that was good, that was a winning team, they weren't over platooned like that. It wasn't to this level, man. This is a whole nother level. Platoon players have always existed. But when you have 8 platoon players in your lineup and you're trying to juggle that, you're gonna fumble at some point. You're gonna drop the ball at some point. You can't juggle 8 platoon players in a lineup. You know, it always bites us in the ass. It always does. It never fails. And to me personally, today it failed. It happened again. But I'll tell you this, look, that's not the reason why we lost, right? The reason why we lost because we can't score runs. We just can't. We can't seem to manufacture runs. Yeah, a few bad reads in center. Like Trent Grisham, man, I don't know what's going on with this dude, man, but I don't know if he's lost a pep in his step or something, but for some reason, I feel like he can't get any ball that's over his head anymore. If the ball is hit to center field over his head, he looks lost. Where I think some of those plays, man, even yesterday and today, some of those balls, I think Spencer Jones gets to those. For real, I do. There was a few hits to center field over Trent Grisham's head that I think a good center fielder makes those plays, or at least makes it closer than what it was. He looked absolutely just like he had no chance at them. So that's a problem, man. It really is. The whole Grisham thing, look, He did make a great play. He made a great diving play. I'll give him that. But every ball hit over his head. I don't know if he's playing too in. I don't know what it is, but it seems like he has no shot at it, you know? So, but let me say what's up to the chat, man. You guys are showing some love. Heck, what's up, man? Mr. Meat, you got the pause, bro. Pause, for real. uh, so what's up, man? Andrew was good. Mickey Mouse in the building. Yup. Victor Valente, what's up, Victor, man? Make sure y'all go check out Victor too. He does a good job on his channel. He says it all comes down to leadership. That starts with the manager. A team takes on its manager's personality. Boone equals boring team is lazy. Yeah, and you know, my quarrels with Aaron Boone right now is it's not even that but that's something too. Like you make a good point, and we've been saying this for years. My whole thing is just, and maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's some of it is the front office's fault because you can only play the roster that's given to you. But this platoon stuff, I feel like he overmanages sometimes. Like, just bro, can you just leave the guy in for the whole game? Can we do that for once? You know, especially a guy who can hit, man. There was no reason for to take out Luis Garcia today, in my opinion. Absolutely no reason. And I unfortunately though, man, Boone can't help himself. I really think he can't. He overmanages. He overthinks shit sometimes. He really does. Yeah, I think that was a bad move. That's not the reason why we lost, but it's the reason why we didn't have a shot at the end. You know, it's the reason why we didn't have probably statistically the best hitter, right? Statistically, Luis Garcia is probably the best hitter on our team, aside from Ben Rice. And Ben Rice has been struggling. But Luis, his slugging percentage, his average and everything. And he should have came up in that last at bat, but he didn't because Booney Platoony overmanaged it again, you know? So, but it is what it is. NFE, what's up, NFE, man? Make sure y'all check out NFE too. It's my guy right there. Theo says, NFE just asked me about this. What if Grisham got dead? What? And they stick. You going too far, man. Look, Grisham pisses me off, man, but I ain't that mad at him. I don't wish death on nobody, man. God forbid, dude. Look, I think Grisham has value. I do think Grisham has value. I just don't think they using him right. I think they're I don't know, they think too highly of him. I think, and that's not a knock on him because I do think he has value. You know, he is a good player, but should he be leading off every game and even, starting center field every day? I don't think so, you know? I think there's other ways around that. Everybody else gets platooned. They don't platoon him though. Those balls, the second one was a rocket. The second one was a rocket. The first one, yeah, the second one was an absolute rocket. That's a tough play, and he wasn't positioned well. But the first one, I feel like he could have got. And then yesterday too, if you remember, yesterday he misplayed some off the wall as well. So I'm not saying that everyone, but I think, right, the second ball that was hit over his head today, that was a freaking screamer. Like there's nobody's catching that, right? Unless you position perfectly to catch it. But the first one, that was just a high fly ball that just dropped, and you could tell he didn't have a feel for where the wall it was, and it dropped, right? And yesterday too, and I think, look, man, I'm gonna be honest, good center fielders, and I'm not average, like a really good center fielder makes those plays, man. They do. Not the second one today, but the first one for sure, and yesterday's too. But I say that, and at the same time, I'm gonna give him his flowers because he did make a crazy diving catch, on a ball that he had to run in on. The balls that are in front of him, he has no issue with, but it seems like the balls that are behind him, he struggles getting a good read on it, man. And I look, but he's a big. I'm not gonna give him he's a big leaguer, man. Making $22 million, you got to make him. I don't care, but I understand it's difficult, right? Because if you ever played the outfield, man, for some reason, them balls, the they look like they're gonna drop in, like they're gonna fall in, and they just fly over your head. It's hard to read the baseball. It's not easy, but I ain't making no excuses for him. He's a $22 million Major League Baseball player. You got to make those. You just have to. You have to. I don't agree that he didn't pitch hit for Wells in that situation in the seventh inning. No, you don't understand. The problem is not pinch hitting for Wells. You got to understand. That's why I was arguing with Celia with this earlier. The problem was not pinch hitting for Wells. You have to pinch hit for Wells there. The same way, if it was Ali Sanchez, you got to pinch hit for. That's what I'm saying. Both these catchers, you have to pinch hit for them because they can't hit. The problem is when he did the whole switcheroo thing and Ali Sanchez ended up in the 3-hole. You know, that was the problem. Goldie didn't have to stay in the game. And he did that to leave Goldschmidt in the game. He didn't have to leave Goldschmidt in the game. You know, he could have just left Luis Garcia in there because you knew there was going to be another at-bat coming up. There was going to be another at-bat for the 3-hole, put it that way. So I don't look. Pinch hitting for Wells was the right move. It was what he did after that was not the right move, in my opinion. In my opinion, it'd be different if like Luis Garcia was just a terrible defender. If he was like, look, like this guy can't field, he sucks. But from what we've seen so far, he can manage. Like he's pretty good, you know. So it's not like you're losing anything in that part. But he decided to leave Goldschmidt then for whatever reason. You know, look, my whole thing is this, man. Everybody don't have to play every day. You know, for some reason on the Yankees, though, everybody plays every game. Literally. The bench is depleted every single game. And, you know, and when you do that, right, when you get to the end, let's say the Yankees would have tied it up, right? Let's say this is why we always lose in extra innings. It's one of the reasons why we always lose. Let's say the Yankees manage to tie it up and we go into extra innings. Guess what? You have nobody on the bench anymore. The bullpen was okay. You know, we still had arms, but even the bullpen, sometimes we overdo it. And then we end up in a situation where we're in extra innings. We got nobody to come off the bench and really no more arms. So it's like whoever's out there, just, you know, figure it out type thing. So Victor says, I'm okay with Goldie pinch hitting, but no reason for him to stay in zero. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't agree with that call. Yeah, the pinch hit, man, was perfect. It worked out. He ended up getting a double. I was not mad at that, man. I was mad that when he left him in the game, he pulled Garcia out. And Garcia, look, you know, I get it. The splits don't look great versus lefties, but they still not bad. But he's probably at least top 3. I would give him, to me, he's top 2. Him and Ben Rice, hitters in this lineup, in this roster, period, that's not hurt. So there's no way you can take that bat out the lineup. That's my whole thing. I don't care if it's lefty. You cannot take Luis Garcia's bat out the lineup, period. Period. I don't care if they all, the first base, DH and all that. Hey, you bring him in, figure it out. You know, figure it out. But that bat does not come out the lineup ever. The same way Ben Rice's bat does not come out the lineup ever. The same way when Aaron Judge is healthy, his bat doesn't come out the lineup ever. You know, you don't ever do that to me, but he did it. So I don't know why, man. Like this is the reason why when they traded for him, I wasn't mad at the trade itself because the dude was leading the National League in slugging, man. He can hit, guys. He can hit. My problem was that they were going to platoon him. They were going to do this. I already knew that this was going to happen. This is going to keep happening. They're going to keep bringing him Goldschmidt, which I'm not mad at. But if you're going to pinch hit Goldschmidt, you know, if Garcia's playing first, if you bring in Goldschmidt to pinch hit, that's it. Goldschmidt gets one at bat and he got to go. You know, he got to go. I'm sorry. Because we can't take out Luis Garcia out the game because we need his bat too. So, yeah, it was a bad decision to me. Bad decision. Dev, man, what's up, Dev? Dev, man, you've been a member for 13 months. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. But yeah, so I mean, man, I wanted to pull up Ben Rice here. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick. Oh, that's Stanton. Let's go. There's Ben Rice. Ben Rice, man, he's been struggling, and yeah, his average has dropped to 260, which is, I mean, when you look at some of these other batting averages on this team, 260 might as well might as well be 350 when you look at freaking Austin Wells or one of these guys batting average. But yeah, man, but he's struggling. He really is. He's been struggling. I'm hoping that he's gonna find his way out of it because we need him to start hitting. I noticed too that as soon as he stopped, like as soon as he started struggling, that's when things started slowing down for this offense considerably. Because even when Judge was gone, the offense was still managing, to do something. And then once Cody was out and this guy stopped hitting, we ran into trouble. um, yeah, so he's batting 260. His average has dropped a lot. His OPS is still 900, which is crazy. On base percentage 355, which is crazy too. But you look at him, and then you look at this guy, right? And you tell me, you make it make sense for me if I can find him. Hold on. All right, cool. Good coach. All right. Right. Now look at Luis Garcia. Give it a second. Or not. There we go. When you look at Luis Garcia, right? Look, he's batting 283, 24 home runs. Look at his OPS, right? Why is he out the lineup? You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why he should be out the lineup. Versus left-handed pitching. I get it. Versus left-handed pitching, his numbers aren't great. They aren't great, but it doesn't matter. He should have still been in that lineup, man. He's one of the best. He's the second best hitter in terms of numbers, right? And then obviously versus righty, he just absolutely smashes. But versus lefties, he doesn't look terrible either. He still has to be in the lineup, in my opinion. So I think that's why, that's why Boone took him out because of that. But at the end, I don't even know. But that don't even make sense to me, honestly. I don't think Boone didn't even take him out because of that. Boone took him out because he wanted Paul Goldschmidt at first base. That's pretty much it. He wanted Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Let me put this away. Hold on. And if he says, what do you think about the Yankees DFAing Grisham when reinforcements come back? Stick with Jones in the outfield? Man, right now, no, I don't think so. Unless Spencer Jones, like I like Spencer Jones, but he's shown that he has a weakness and they're exploiting it right now. He can't hit that low breaking pitch, them low changeups and low curveballs in the dirt. He's gonna swing at them every time. So I don't think they'll do it. And even if we wanted them to, I don't think the Yankees are gonna do it. Like I said, Grisham does have value, man. Grisham does have value, but the thing is, does he need to be lead off and starting every day? No. He could come off the bench. I don't see why not, in my opinion. But yeah, I can't see them DFAing him. I just can't. I don't think they would. And I'm not sure they should either. As much as Grisham pisses me off and lately he sucks, man, right? I still don't think they should DFA him, though. I know that's a little extreme. Yeah, I know what you're saying. When Judge and Bellinger and Stanton come back, nah. I think I don't know, unless Spencer Jones starts making adjustments and starts looking better, man, he's striking out at a 40% clip. Man, and that's not a knock against him because I think he has a lot of potential. I just opened the show saying that Spencer Jones got a lot but right now, he has a big hole in his swing. And I think they figured it out. I think the pitchers know it, and they're gonna keep expect. I'm telling you, man, expect to see them pitching in the dirt to him all game long. If I was freaking the Yankees hitting coach, I would tell him, look, just cut the plate in half. Don't swing at anything low in the zone. Just don't. You know, if you get called on for a strike, right? If it ends up being a strike, hey, you know what? You tip your cap to the pitcher, you got me. But he can't swing at the low pitches because they end up breaking into the dirt and he swings right over them every single time. Yeah, Grisham is 8 for his last 70, man. But I still think, right, this is tough, man. It's a tough call. But if with the game on the line, right, with the game on the line in October, right, and as of right now, right, because I think Spencer Jones has potential, but he has to make an adjustment, and he got to make it quick. If the game's on the line, and put it this way, man, if my life depended on it, right, and I had to choose between Trent Grisham and Spencer Jones taking in that bat, I think I'm gonna go with Grisham, man. You know, and that's not a knock against Spencer Jones, but I think I'm gonna go with Grisham. If everything was riding on that one at bat, I'll go with Grisham, and that's why I say no. I think I will send down me personally, and it's a tough one. It's a tough call, but I think me personally, I'm gonna send down Trent. I'm gonna send down Spencer Jones before I send down or DFA Trent Grisham. And I mean, look, but that I'll be honest though, that sentiment could change tomorrow, right? It could change tomorrow. This team, man, they it's like a lot of ups and downs with them, man. A lot of ups and downs. Lombard is getting his shot, and I'm not expecting him to be a superstar. We will all take him over Volpe and Caballero. No, that's it. Lombard ain't going nowhere. But let me tell you something, man. Today he had his welcome to the big leagues moment when he went up against Stanek and got sworded. I don't know if you know what a sword is. The old Trevor Bauer, he got sworded and he got that high heat and he couldn't catch. He looked overmatched, right? For the first time, we saw him look like he was like, whoa, he had that was his welcome to the big leagues moment to me. And but I man, look, that kid is special, man. He is. You just gotta let him be, let him make the adjustment. Every level he's went to, we all know this, right? That's the whole narrative and it's true though. Every level he's went to, he struggled at first, and then he makes the adjustment and picks it up. And this is no different, man. This is no different. I expect him to struggle, and I'm glad that I want him to struggle now. Obviously that sounds crazy, right? I don't want him to struggle, but I want him to figure it out now. Figure it out now, so then later in a couple months or October, whatever, he'll be ready. So I think, look, do I expect him to be a superstar? No, and all the comparisons and people saying, "Oh, he's the savior and he's gonna save the team," and all that. That's clickbait, man. Don't believe that stuff. But I do think that, man, he has all the makings of a player that can. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to say any crazy words, man. But he's got the stuff. He's got it. Whatever it is, George Lombard Jr. got it, bro. He got it. He got it. Whatever that is, man. You fill in the blank. He's special, man. He really is. That glove is just the glove alone. It's like, bro, leave him in there. Leave him in there. Drink some real quick. Victor said, if I had to pick a center fielder for a catch and a hit, I'll take Mantle. Oh, of course, man. And that wasn't even alive to see him play. But to answer that question, well, and if he was asking me is would I DFA would I DFA Trent Grisham when Cody Bellinger and these guys come back? And I say no, because before I DFA Trent Grisham, I'm gonna send down Spencer Jones, unless he figures it out. Unless from here to then he turns it around and everything. Then I'll reassess everything. But as of right now, yeah, And it's a tough one, man, because I'm the biggest Trent Grisham critic. Trust me. You would think I hate the guy, and I don't. I just don't think that. I just don't see what the Yankees see. I guess but I do think he has value, and to me personally, I'm sending Spencer Jones down before I DFA Trent Grisham. And I know a lot of people not gonna like it. A lot of people are gonna comment on that and say things, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But you know what? For now, let's do this, man. Let me put this away. What was that? I heard something weird. Let's do the hat shuffle. If I can find it here. All right. Let's get a hat shuffle. Wait, I got the wrong part. There we go. My bad, guys. I'm unprepared. But remember, 1, 2, or 3 in the chat to vote. Keep your eye on the hat and let's see if you win. I'm gonna go with 2. I lost it for a second. 1, 2, or 3 in the chat to register your vote. I'm gonna go with 2, but I'm gonna be honest. My ADD lost it for a second. Yeah. If anybody want to vote, see nobody be playing. That's why I don't be bringing it up. The hat shuffle. Y'all seen one with 2. I'm thinking about bringing back the trivia. I want to bring back the trivia. We'll see. Dev went with 3. Dev, I don't know. I'm gonna go with 2. I saw it. I think it's 2. Yep. If you got that right, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. Where's this at? But yeah, man. Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy? Says, and online it says the Yankees are favored to win all 3 games against the Braves. How is that possible? Online where, first of all, and you know what? Let's take a look at that because it could be the pitching matchups. Because who pitched today? Will Warren. So tomorrow is, oh my god, excuse me. Tomorrow is probably is it Cam? No, it can't be Cam. Cam pitched that first. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Pull it up. Or Cole. I don't know. We'll see. Look, I mean, I get it. The Braves are good, but this team could be any team. It's just that they gotta just freaking change their approach to everything. Even the manager got to change his approach. Everybody got to change their approach. That's how I feel. Everybody needs to change their approach on how they're doing things. Because obviously it hasn't been working for the last like few months like that. Even though it's crazy because if you look at our record in the last like 30 games, it's not terrible, but it's also not good. All right. So tomorrow I can't find the Yankees. Oh no, tomorrow's no game. It's a Friday. Yes, I'm trying to find this pitching matchup, man. Okay, there we go. So we got Max Fried going up against. I don't know why I got this guy there. I guess it's to be announced in that first game. Yeah, I think we got our top dogs, man. We got Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, and Garrett Cole. Yeah. And then Sunday should be, what's his name? I gotta fix this. This thing is all buggy. Yeah, and then Sunday. Yeah, so we got Max Fried, Garrett Cole, and Cam Schlittler. So that's probably why they got us winning all 3 games. Probably. Who knows? But I'll take my odds, man. If there's any 3 pitchers I want going up against the Braves, it's those 3 right there. That is the trio, man. The trifecta, so to speak. Friday is Chris Sale. Yeah. I mean, I think, look, we could beat these guys, man. We just got to freaking start hitting a little bit, man. Really. And here's the thing, like today's game, right? And every other game, it seems like we have plenty that we just need the big hit. Just 1 or 2, 1 a game. Somebody come through and or even not even hit. We could have scored runs today without getting hits. We had runners on third with less than 2 outs. We had opportunities to score runs, to steal runs from these guys. The catcher literally threw the ball into center field on a wild pitch that Ben Rice was able to go from first to third with 1 out, and we couldn't score. And then Luis Garcia walks. Who was after him? Ramos got hit by a pitch, bases loaded, 1 out, and then strikeout, and I think it was another strikeout. That's it. So we they just got to change their approach, man. The way they coming up to the plate with runners in scoring position, especially when all you got to do is put the ball in play. You got to change your approach, man. Trent Grisham at one point was runners in scoring position, and he pops it up to the third baseman today, swinging on the first pitch. On the first pitch, pops it up to the third baseman. Like, what are we doing, man? Really, what are we doing? So. But we'll see, man. We need these games. Look, Boston is right on our ass, man. Let me tell you. Man. We could be in third place by the end of this week, quite frankly. How is that even possible? Because Boston was way behind us at one point. It's beyond me, but they're right on our backs right now. And they got all the momentum, and we got no momentum. And they went all in on the deadline, trading some big prospects, going all in. Their GM went all in. Their GM knows if he doesn't make it to the World Series this year, he's getting fired. Right? They fired Alex Cora, a freaking probably one of the best managers in the league. He got fired. So their manager approached the deadline as if his job was on the line, unlike Brian Cashman, And we're going to see if it pays off for them. It's paying off so far, though. Same way for the Rays. It's paying off for them. Liam Hicks hits a grand slam, his first at bat. All around the league, almost all the moves paid off. The Phillies, Luis Arias, his first at bat with the Phillies is an RBI single, doing what he does best. I mean, and Luis Garcia had a first good game, so man, choking. Yeah, so we'll see. We will see. Yeah, Chris Sale's he's no joke, man. I think we could get him. Chris the Flash says Grish can't play center field no more. Man, Chris, what's up, my guy? Long time no see. I was just saying that earlier, man, that he's just, I don't trust his defense out there no more. It's like he's lost a pep in his step, something, man. But them balls hit over his head. Pause, right? That don't even sound right. He has a hard time reading them. He has a hard time getting to them. I'm freaking choking here, guys. I've been in Arizona. I moved to Arizona about 7 months ago, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this dryness is just killing me. I miss the humidity. I need to get like a humidifier or something in here because it is absolute horrible, man. So dry, So freaking dry. Heck says Alex Cora is top 3 manager in the league. Well, not right now because he ain't managing, but next year, after all this lockout nonsense and all that gets taken care of, I think that he's gonna be highly sought after. I mean the Mets. Well, I think the Mets had offered Carlos Beltran the manager position, but he didn't want it. I guess he didn't want to come in the middle of the year, whatever. So who knows, man? But I know Alex Cora is gonna be. A lot of teams are gonna be trying to get him. Not the Yankees though. Not the Yankees. Yeah, he should have caught that first one. That's what I was saying. That second one was a rocket. That first one you got to make. A good center fielder makes that play. That second one was like, man, that's a bullet. That is a bullet. How would you feel if Boone benches Luis Garcia again? Sale on Friday. I'm gonna be upset, man. I'm gonna be upset because you got to put him in there, right? To me, unless he starts looking bad, he has not looked bad yet. Right? The dude hasn't even struck out in the Yankees yet. Even versus lefties, he hasn't looked terrible. So I leave him in there. When he starts looking bad, if he starts looking like bro, then let's take him out. But he's man, he's the top 2 right now with all the injuries. He is either him or Ben Rice, either Luis Garcia or Ben Rice. They're the top 2 hitters on this team right now. So how can you take him out the line? I feel like he's one of them guys that has to be in the lineup. You have to have him in the lineup, And that's it. The thing with the thing that pisses me off with this platoon stuff, when you overdo it, right? Because it's okay to have 2, 3 players get in platoon in the lineup. But when you overdo it, you never win, man. Because that first matchup, you might win the first matchup. Like if let's say it's a lefty pitcher and you got a lefty hitter coming up, you might win that one by bringing in a righty hitter. But then eventually when they bring in their righty pitcher, now you stuck, You have no counter moves or anything. So it's like you always, like Boone, he always has to choose when to shoot his shot, or when to bust his load. And he always manages to do it early, like too soon. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm trying to explain it in a different way, man. But pretty much, man, by the time the 9th inning comes, we have nobody on the bench. We barely have any bullpen arms available. It seems like every game this happens. And God forbid we go into extra innings because we definitely don't have any arms left, and we definitely don't have anybody to bring off the bench. And it's just like, hey, let's hope we can end this in this inning. And that's why we keep losing extra innings, in my opinion. The only lineup change I'd make is flip Trent and Lombard. Let Lombard lead off. I don't know, man. I'm not on board with that yet. I heard Ace was saying that earlier. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can't agree with that. I'm not on board with the Lombard. That sounds good. I'm not on board with the Lombard leading off situation. Not yet, anyway, man. Not yet. I don't think he's ready for that, man. And I don't want to put too much pressure on the kid. Let's just let him leave him down there, But I don't want Trent Grisham leading off either. So we could figure out something else, Figure out something else. But I don't think George Lombard Jr. could lead off just yet. Like he's gotta show a lot more, man. He's only been up here 2 games. Are you gonna throw him in the leadoff spot already? Nah, man. I don't think you do that. Yassine says, would I fire the hitting coach? Not really, no. I don't think that does anything, man. Like we tried that already. Nothing's changed. You gotta fire the manager, Fire the manager, fire everybody, the people in the front office and everything. The hitting coach is just, and that's the thing. Even though Rousing is the hitting coach, but they have other coaches in there, and some people work with certain people and all that. I don't think that's what it is, man. I really don't. I think these guys can't fucking hit, bro. Like, man, Rousing isn't Jesus either. Some guys just can't hit, bro. Like I could tell somebody right now, I could, work with him and be like, don't swing at that. You swinging or you pulling off the ball or swing at strikes, and then they go in there and keep doing it. Like you could bring the horse to the water, but you can't force him to drink either. There's one of those things. I think if you fire Rousing, James Rousing right now and bring in another guy, it doesn't change anything. We've done this already. That's why, guys, like, don't forget, we've already done this several times. It doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. Uh, Goldie has leadoff. Yeah, but the thing is, now that we have Luis Garcia in there, you can't put Goldie and Luis Garcia unless Ben Rice is on the bench or catching, or Luis Garcia is playing a different position. There's no way you can have Luis Garcia and Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup at the same time. And that's why I said you gotta I don't know, man. They're gonna platoon the shit out of these guys, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Man. Versus Chris Sale, I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Goldschmidt is starting, and then at some point they just pinch hit and bring in Luis Garcia. You know, yeah, Dylan Lawson, and then they bring in Sean Casey, and then he left, and it doesn't change a thing, man. You gotta understand, like, these guys are Major League Baseball players, dude. Yeah, they tweak things and they change it. Right now, you bring in a new hitting coach. You think they're gonna change? Like, it's very hard for them to start changing mechanics or stuff like that, man. And to be honest, from my experience, and like I'm not like a I never made it far playing baseball or anything, and my son plays a little bit and everything. From my experience, though, from what I see, it's like, bro, just don't try to change too much. When you start trying to mess with things and start trying to change how you swing and do this and do that, and too many voices in your head telling you got to do this, got to do that, you start just overdoing things, and it becomes it's like a snowball, man. It starts getting worse and worse. You just gotta, for me, man, at a certain point, you just gotta go in there and see ball, hit ball, or start doing things like I said with Spencer Jones. Like, you got to look for your pitch, and if it ain't your pitch, you're not swinging, and that's it. And if you get called out on strikes, then you get called out on strikes. Sometimes you got to do that. Like, look, I'm not swinging at anything outside because I can't hit the ball outside. But if you come inside, I'm gonna be ready. Sometimes you gotta think of it like that. Or, I can't hit the high fastball. I can't hit the fastball high. So why am I swinging at it? I can't catch up to it. I'm just not gonna swing at it, and just look for something, low or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something to think about, man. But it's easier said than done, man. These guys are in the major leagues, man. Let me tell you, it's not easy right now. Man. Let me tell you something. I think 90% of people, 99% of people, I could take them to the batting cage right now, to a batting cage, just 70 miles an hour, and the ball is coming right down the middle every single time. 70 miles per hour, and 99% of people won't be able to hit that pitch. Knowing that it's going to be right down the middle, 70 miles per hour, I would say 99% of people won't be able to hit it, bro. Won't be able to hit it. Just knowing that it's going to be in the same spot every single time, and you still can't hit it. That's how tough baseball is. Sometimes we forget that, but like, I'm not giving these guys any excuses because they're Major League Baseball players, though. They get paid a lot of money to do this. But I do recognize the fact that they're doing something that I can't do, and a lot of people can't do. But, you know, whatever, I guess. I'm telling you, 90 X says I can't hit that. Bro, 99% of the people won't be able to hit it, bro. We could all go to a batting cage right now. Like, I'm going to hit it because that's what I do. Now, I'm just playing. I'm eventually, because I don't know, eventually I'm going to hit it. But most people won't even be able to time it up. They won't know what to do. And then these are just fastballs straight down the middle, 70 miles per hour. Let me flick one in there. Let it just trick you and and throw a curveball in the mix in the middle of it, you're definitely not gonna hit it. You know. Victor, yeah, man, I'll come on. I don't mind. Um, Depends. You gotta just email me because I'll be busy, man. Busy right now. I'm kind of loud. My kids are sleeping. They gotta go to school in the morning, and these walls in this house are very thin. The Yankees offense could have used Luis Rise in this lineup. Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw Luis Rise playing with Philly that first game, and man, like I don't know why the Yankees don't. We've passed up on him a lot of times. Even when the Twins traded him to the Marlins, we passed up on him. When we traded, when we traded, when we traded Gio Urshela, I can't even talk. Gio Urshela, remember that trade? And we brung back Josh Donaldson and stuff. And I remember when we made that trade, I was like, why we went with those? Why get Luis Arias? Why we didn't get him in that trade or somebody? Um, yeah, man, the guy, look, I'm gonna be honest, and I don't want to. This is probably giving him too much clout, but we haven't seen a hitter like that since Tony Gwynn, in my opinion. Man, this guy, the only person I can remember that hit like that, like it was Tony Gwynn, where man, he just could put the ball anywhere he wants to. You know, he's just a great hitter, man. He's just some people are just good, a guy like that. See, the Yankees will never get a guy like that because the computer doesn't love him. The analytics don't love him because his hard hit percentages aren't great because he's not going to hit the ball very hard like a Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn probably got one home run a year, maybe two. But guess what? He literally had maybe 24 strikeouts a season, bro, or less. And now you got guys striking out 200 times. So the fact that this dude's can even bat 340, 320 and stuff like that in today's age is crazy, man. Like I don't, it's hard to explain, man. Like sometimes, like you got to go back and watch Tony Gwynn. Like man, he was freaking just. He was almost impossible to strike out. It sounds crazy, but he was just that good, man. Like he was that freaking good. Yeah, I'd take a guy like that any day, man. Yeah, man. Email me. The professionals, the Yankees hitters needs to stop swinging at the low pitches in the dirt. They do that too much. Yeah, but you know how you do that, man, Chris? Like it's hard to say that, man, because those pitches in the dirt, like those changeups that they were getting Spencer Jones on today, and they've been eating Spencer Jones all week with these freaking changeups in the dirt. They look like strikes. That's the thing. That's the thing. They look like strikes. So you just gotta at that point, man. If you keep swinging at it, and you're like, damn, the balls just keep dying. You gotta you just gotta them low pitches, just don't swing at them, you know? And if it happens to be a fastball and you get called out on strikes, then hey, you get called out on strikes, man. But I will be like, I'm not swinging at the low pitch. I tell my son that a lot sometimes. My son will struggle. My son will struggle with curveballs, right? The same thing. Those curveballs that they look like strikes, but then they just drop out of the zone. I tell him, look, man, because you could see the spin. He told me I know it's a curveball because he's like his brain identifies the spin real quick, but they look like strikes, and by the time he swings, they're not. I'm like, then you just gotta cut the plate in half. Just be like, you know what? I'm not swinging at nothing low no more. And if they call me out on strikes, man, they call me out on strikes, but I'm not swinging at low, nothing low, because you know. And I think that helps, man. It helps because sometimes you just gotta hunt your pitch. Just wait for your pitch. I think. I don't know, man. Or maybe it's terrible advice. I'm just some guy here on this fucking computer at his house, right? It could be terrible advice, right? I'll probably set him up for failure, but I don't know. It did something in his mind where he started hitting again, and I'm like, okay, maybe it made him feel better. Like you have a plan. At least you have an approach. Something. Rod Carew was a beast. Yeah, man. That's way way before my time, though. Yeah, man. But guys don't hit like that no more, man. Now, because And I understand that the pitching is a lot better, man. But I don't care who you are. Like you striking out 200 times a year, man. That can't be good. I don't. That's not good, man. I don't care if you hit 30 home runs 200 times a year. My goodness, man. I tried to send money. It won't let me. I'm here in the Philippines. I appreciate it, man. I don't do this for the money, but if you want to send it, I don't know. I could give you like my Cash App or something. I don't know. Just the thought, man. Just the thought counts, Ronald. Thank you, man. Sometimes too, you got to realize, like, I mean, I look, I appreciate every super chat and everything, but YouTube takes most of that, like, I was thinking about that. Maybe I'll start giving like my Cash App or a Zelle or something like that because, like, why are we giving YouTube? Google got enough money, okay? They got enough money. What's crazy is he's going to be a free agent this offseason. Who, Luis Arias? Yeah, man, because you know what it is? That's why teams only gave him and then the defense thing and people talking about his defense. I get it, but man, the guy can hit, man. He could just flat out hit. You can't deny that, man. He's gonna get he deservingly so too. He's gonna get the contract he deserves, right? That 1 year deal that the Giants gave Luis Arias, that was just kind of because, you know, a narrative was put on his name that he can't field, and he hits the ball, but he hits it very soft, and they lucky. The the analytics see his hits as lucky. He got lucky. Let me tell you something, man. When you batting 350, 320, 340, especially in today's age, there's nothing lucky about that. Nothing lucky about that. That is you're talented. That's a talent, But the analytics don't see it like that. Cause I could pull up his savant and all that right now. My son is about to, let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Philadelphia Phillies. All right. Let me see. Let's just pull up the savant. Base running value. Look at his K percentage. He don't strike out at all. This guy, man. And he don't swing and miss at all. And he don't chase. He doesn't chase. But look at his bat speed. It's not great. Hard hit percentage, not great. Barrel percent max exit. Like when they look at all that, it's I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just it's a skill, man. The dude is just he don't hit the ball hard. He don't have tons of power and everything. He's a slap. He slapped the ball and put it where he wants. That's how he does it, man. But look at his OPS. Look at his average. Look at the home runs. Come on, man. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let me see. Look at the advanced stats. Oh, put this away. Yeah, man. That's a guy I wish the Yankees would have got. I wish they would have got him, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Look at that WAR. 122 WRC plus. It's a good player, man. That's a good player. That is a good player. The nerds will say otherwise, though. They say he's lucky. If he's lucky, shit. He's the luckiest guy in the world, man. Yeah. Jason for Yankees hitting coach. Oh hell no, man. Them guys are let me tell you, man, these guys are Major League Baseball players, man. They know. So that's what I'm saying. I bet you, like, you see Spencer Jones keep swinging at them things in the dirt. I bet you he already knows. Somebody already pointed that out. It's just hard to lay off, man. It looks like a strike until it's not. It's just hard to lay off, man. Them guys, look. Sometimes you got to realize, man, these guys they are the best in the world, man. They like it's another level, right? It's another level. Nasty says I'm out of gas. Tough game, yeah. The tough game, and it's a boring game because they don't score runs, man. It's real boring, dude. How many hits they have? 4 hits today. It's just ridiculous, man. Come on. Yeah, 4 hits. 4 hits, 1 run. It's just embarrassing. Yeah, man. Spencer Jones, 2 strikeouts too. He's looked bad. He's looked real bad the last couple days. Yeah. Yeah, Luis Ariza's defense is good. I never, the whole thing, Chris. I never thought that he was that bad. I know the numbers say he was bad and stuff. If you notice too, he looks a lot slimmer this year. Like he looks in better shape. He looks like he's in better shape. Last year, I felt like he got a little chunky. He started looking a little bit like a torta. He got that torta body. He started getting a little torta-ish, man. But this year, if you look at him, man, he's in shape. He's in shape, and I think that's making a big difference in his defense and everything. And the whole Ron Washington thing that helps too. But I think he's putting in the work this year. You can tell, man. You can tell he's putting in the work. Last year he was looking a little chunky, a little bit. Yeah, man. Let me see. I got my son over there. Let me show you. What time is it, man? You gotta do that earlier, Jacob. That's my son back there. Yankees must rid themselves of Aaron Judge dependency. Trade him. I can't read right now. I don't even have my glasses on. Hold on. Is that I got the font way too small? I can't see this thing. Yankees must rid themselves of Aaron Judge's dependency. Trade him if he has any trade value left in them. We need Luis Ariz and Luke Weaver to. Yankees must of Aaron Judge dependency trade. Well, you mean trade Aaron Judge? I hope that's not what you're saying, JJ. Like I know that's not what you're saying, man. Because if you're saying trade Aaron Judge, then you need to get checked, man. You do. I will take him over Jehaz all day, twice on Sunday. Yeah, man. Yep. Let me see. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for me. It's getting kind of late over here. Yeah, another tough loss. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Hopefully, this day off and will help, and these guys, can win. It's a big series, man. Let me tell you something. This Atlanta Braves series is a real test for this team. It's a big test because this is a good team, and we got to start. I'm gonna say we got to win this series. We cannot lose this series. Who's Boston playing? Let me see. Let me see who's Boston because Boston is 1 game behind us, and they're 1 game behind us. All right. Well, tomorrow they're playing the White Sox, and then this weekend they play the A's. So, and then the Blue Jays, and then the Pirates. So they got an easy schedule ahead of them. They got a fairly easy schedule ahead of them. Let me see. Look at our schedule real quick. Where is it? All right. Okay. We've got obviously Atlanta this weekend, and then Seattle. So we already know their pitching is tough. Then Toronto, I get it. Toronto's in last place, but for some reason they play us like it's the World Series. Same with the Orioles. So man, I think we got a tougher schedule than the Red Sox do. Pull the Red Sox up. Yeah, the Red Sox got an easy schedule, man. Easy schedule. By the time we face them at the end of this month, they might be well ahead of us at that point. And we'll look at Tampa real quick. Um, Same thing. Tampa schedule doesn't look that tough. I say we have a tougher schedule than both the Red Sox and the Rays, and we're struggling. And Red Sox are only a game behind us. So I don't know. Not looking good right now. They got to, excuse me. We got to turn it around real quick. We got to turn it around really, really quick. Really quick. But anyway, guys, man, that's gonna do it for me. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Um, yeah, let's go Yankees. And I'll see you guys next time I see you, I guess. All right, man. Have a good one. Peace.